And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing FortressCraft Evolved Mutations. I'm trying to work my way up to getting the Hodors, and I have no idea which research unlocks it. And speaking of research, you can see I tore apart the research area. But because we already have some coal over here, and I really need resources, you can see 94 tin plates, 141, or not tin plates, tin bars, 141 lithium, and I'm getting a little low on everything else. I don't want to actually engage all of the smelters because our threat level would exceed the amount where bosses would spawn, and we really, even with all of that, I don't think we would be able to handle anything over 4,000 threat. Under 4,000 we can deal with. Over 4,000, not so much. So I have a little system over here, and I'm going to try something I've never tried before. So we will see how successful it is. Let's see. I want to grab just a couple more logistics hoppers. So we have coal, enriched or infused coal, coming up here. Up here, I'm going to put some batteries. So, 1, 2, 3. So now that I'm up here, I'm going to just build all of the batteries all at the same time.
Structure complete.
Hitting Z for zoom, by the way. Oops. Misclick. I need those. Thank you very much. Now I can build this one. So by my calculations, if those threat reducers are 5 power per second, which I am not 100% sure they are, but if they are, I need at least 6 of them to power the batteries here for threat reducers. If I put threat reducers on all of the other sides, which is 45 threat reducers, that turns out to be just under 6 pyrothermic generators each. So on this, I'm going to put pyros all the way down the line. And then I'm going to have hoppers above those. I've never done this sort of system before, so I don't know how well this will work. So there's 6 pyros. In here, I'm going to have these conveyors going in. And then I'm going to have turntables. I could use nano hoppers. I mean, there are a couple different options that I could do, but I want to try turntables. Oh, this last one doesn't need one. So who knows? Oops. So I'm going to get this going, see how well this works. It might not work at all. Oh, it looks like it's pushing stuff down the line, which is nice. So that'll fill up. That'll charge up. These are charging, and so my threat is going to spike. However, I also crafted a bunch of threat reducers. So let's start piling these on. Whoop, whoop. Oh, there we go. So yeah, 45 of these, 5 power per second is something like 225 power. So all of these will produce over that. So 6 times 43 is going to be better than what we had. So it's just a matter of getting them all charged up and getting the threat reducers, because I want to get threat reduction by a lot. That way when I kick off all of those smelting operations, our threat, it won't spike into the thousands, because it has I had all of those going once, and as a test, and our threat spiked to something around 9,000. So that was too much. That was way too much. No way we're going to survive 9,000 threat. Not yet, anyway. We'll soon be able to survive 20,000 threat. But because I am using the not hard mobs, the important CPH mutator, I have been putting a lot more work into threat management and defense, way more than I used to. So my playstyle has sort of changed because of that. And these threat reducers, again, if you start charging the OET, these threat reducers turn off. But we won't even start charging the OET until we have missiles ready to go. Because no way we're going to be able to defend. Oh, I got one more. And one over here. So I'll keep an eye on these batteries to see if they're actually going to charge. Because, you know, they have a little charge in them now. And that'll tell me, you know, in just a matter of about 10 minutes, if that charge bar is any bigger, that means I'm producing enough power to cover all of my needs for that. So these are still... This is still pushing through a lot of coal. So let's go see how our threat reduction is doing. So we are reducing threat by 7,900. That seems low to me. I mean, we just built 135, which is divided by 2. Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, our threat, even with minus 7,900 threat, our threat is still 33. That's nuts. That is crazy. So yeah, I would need... See, now I can put more on this side. With these turntables, I can set it up so I can put another bank of these over on this side, and it will fuel it just fine. So how is my battery doing? Not sure. Let me take this away. See if this is going up at all. It's slowly creeping up. So that's good. Wow, I thought for sure we were gonna... Maybe it's just taking its time to go down? I don't know, but I thought we would be good to go on that. Let me grab the lithium. I have a bunch of infused coal that I've gathered. I can dump it into lithium and kickstart that again. So this is gold, this is lithium. So I'm going to dump this in here. These are going to kickstart again. Let's hopefully charge these up. Oh, these are still smelting. These just ran out. Interesting. Yeah. So I'm going to grab all of this lithium because my lithium is low. And then tin, I have a little bit of tin production over here. So this should be, yeah, this goes... I've got 2 smelters on this, and it, you know, over time it fills it up. I can just grab 2,000 tin, and that shouldn't, you know, that doesn't drastically increase my threat, but... So, okay, my threat is at 0, and we will have to keep an eye on that as we work here. So, what else do I want? So, this is out. I'm sure iron is out. Nickel is out, but I think I have some... Yeah, I think I have some solar panels over here that kind of keep everything running. So these are still charged up, ready to go. I mean, I know I said I wasn't going to use a whole lot of solar in this game. I'm using very little solar, actually. Right now, it's... The only real solar I'm using is the stuff that I would always use solar for, which is beacons, you know, miscellaneous matter movers. I do have solar on my nickel because it's so far away. Now that I've started to get this stuff working in turbines, once I get all of the cargo lifts connected, we should be good to go on that. But that's going to take quite a few resources to get working. Really? That's done already? Wow. So yeah, those are all running. Looks like the power isn't going down. It's not really going up a whole lot, so my calculations were pretty close to evens. And that is the power. And we've got coal actually using plasma heads. So this coal is now mining at 100%. And I think there's 8 million coal vein. Oops, wrong button. No, not B. M. There we go. So what do we have left out of this coal vein? 7.8 million left out of here, which is good. It's a good amount. All right. I think we are good on that. So one of the things I want to do to boost my resources back up is, I know I just talked about it, but we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I need a bunch more solar panels. I'm going to see, where's my solar panel at? Oh, there they are. Okay. Staring right at me. So I'm going to put more solar panels on here. This is titanium. I don't need any... if I have the tin, I'll put some over there. But I really need like gold and stuff like that so I can replenish all my materials. Because this just eliminates a whole lot of grind in the game for me to be able to do, just fill up on stuff. Okay, this has got a little bit of infused coal, so I'm going to let it use all of that. And then iron I definitely need some more of. So while those are charging, I'm going to let these charge up. Okay, they're not going to really charge up too much. I'm going to grab the iron. I'm going to grab the gold. I already grabbed the lithium. We already used a bunch of it too. And I'm going to grab the titanium. So where is the titanium? Oh, it's right there. I'm going to grab any copper I have. I've got a little bit of copper over here. Okay, it's a whole lot of copper. This is just my kind of supplementary smelting, just like tin. See, I got tin right here. Just like tin, I've got this other smelter over here. This is a smelter system that's going to hook up to the bus. And then copper, I'm going to come off of this one. This is a 17 million vein copper that's going to be in here. And so I'm going to mine the copper out of here with plasma heads and all that kind of good stuff. Right here, and that will get moved into the bus. But I need to clear out some of this stuff first, so I'm waiting for my plater to get done with more tin plates. Ran out of tin plates, mainly because I was making a ton of batteries for these. So with those smelters going, how are we looking? Still at 0. That's good. That's good. It could pop up anytime now that those smelters are running like crazy. And especially once they go down and connect with the miners and the miners actually start pulling more material. Okay, these are set up with... Didn't I not put any... I must not have put... Yeah, I don't think I put a pyrothermic generation system on this tin. That's weird. I'd have did that for everybody. Okay, so iron is going again. Gold is going again. Lithium is going again. I just need some nickel now. So there, all of our smelting areas are going full blast. So our smelting and our threat level now... Oh, see, our threat level is climbing. I wonder how high it's going to go before it stops. Isn't that amazing? Minus 7,900 threat. And we already have another 160 on top of that. So if I didn't have any of those threat reducers, we would be over 8,000 threat right now. That is insane. That's an insane amount of threat to deal with. I am glad I've got some major defenses. Yeah, all the Mark III lasers are on the top now. So we got 18 Mark III lasers on each mark, and then 27 Mark IIs. And these Mark IIs can fire really, really fast, but they are not as energy efficient as the Mark IIIs. Mark IIIs do more damage per shot, per power, than the Mark IIs. But we don't have nearly the blue eyes that we would need in order to get that to work. I am anxious to get my factory going here. Unfortunately, it's down to materials. You know, I just need so many more materials. It looks like lithium I can grab again. Gold is almost ready to grab again. Go through a lot of gold, especially with all of those solar panels. Ooh, that's a lot of gold. So 1630. I'll grab the rest of that. So iron, I'm going to grab all of the iron. There we go. We've refreshed a significant amount of resources in a very short time. Nickel as well. Might as well get some nickel. That way, next time everything calms down, we will be able to sort of navigate this a little bit better, and I'll be able to actually get some resources done, because I want to automate all of this stuff that's over here, all this line, this entire line down here, as well as all of this stuff I want to automate. But in order to do that, I'm going to need a massive amount of material and tubes and all sorts of things. So I still need a ton of hardened. So if I put 2,000 bars in each one of these, I would get 2,000 of those back. But that would only make me essentially 1,000 of these. But I would need these for the conveyor tubes to even move this stuff to the bus. So I only have 600. I need some crystal as well. How are my... Okay, I just put a bunch of these in there. And I found a use for a couple of those chrome lenses that we got. So this is chromed and this is chromed coming down here, which makes the charging of these plasma heads just almost instantaneous. I mean, it's crazy how fast those things make. So how are we doing threat-wise? Look at that, 1,500. 1,500 threat on top of the 7,900 that we've already got. So we're tickling 9,000 threat. If I wouldn't have put these things on here, we would be near 9,000. We'd be at like 8,000 threat, and we'd be getting bosses spawning, which is not something we want. Okay, we have a pristine eye that we can get rid of. Unfortunately, it does not get sucked up by this thing. So we have to manually move that in. We could also get a maceration system going. I'll probably do that in an upcoming episode. I need to macerate this. This is almost full. When I stocked up all of these hoppers with my loot, some of this didn't empty in time and it spoiled a bunch of stuff. So that's why there's some spoiled stuff. But I think it's time that the episode is up. Looking at my time here. And what's also cool is this slime trap is in close proximity to this. So when these hoppers fill up, the stuff that's just sitting there, that's not getting sucked up by any of the hoppers, gets pulled from that thing. So it works out well. I don't have to check that system anymore. It's kind of self-sustaining. The only time it would shut off is if every one of those hoppers completely filled with pristine loot, which would be crazy. All right, well, that'll do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.